Hey guys, it's me, Common Writer Thespian. That's right, I've changed my name. Channel's name has been changed. I know it's been a new overhaul, it's been weird. I know I haven't made a video in like 2 fucking years, but I'm back and I need to talk about something very super important. I almost said super mega important. I've forgotten what year I was in. So, Saint Seiya, it's coming back. Finally, after years and years and years. America's finally gonna get Saint Seiya again. It's a reboot. It's CGI. It looks pretty interesting. It looks promising. But, of course, there's the huge but coming in. There's one massive change that they are making to the show. They're going to make Andromeda Shun a woman. This is not a really good idea. This doesn't really seem like a good idea on paper. And the reasoning behind it is even more stupid, if I'm going to put it that way. Basically, the showrunner of the reboot kind of just basically said something on the lines of, well, in the original show, it's just a bunch of guys saving the world. There's no woman, like, alongside them saving the world. So I made sure a woman because we're now seeing movies and TV shows where the girls are all, like, next to the guy saving the world and all that. And that is a very weak reason to give. That's a weak reason. That's a terrible reason. I'm really am not happy with this idea or this change. Of course, everybody doesn't accept change the first time around. Maybe I should just wait until, episode 1 or whatever episode this character does show up in, that maybe my mind will be changed. But no. See, the problem being with this is that from what the showrunner has practically said here, it just sounds like this was just a way to kind of be woke. Everybody has a female sidekick now, or the women are always saving the men. Maybe we should call it the X-women. Oh my gosh, we're so woke and progressive, guys. We were mentioning that women need to be in the spotlight more, and we're gonna have scenes where Shun's gonna be fighting someone, and they're gonna be all like, "But you're a girl. How can you be more powerful than I am?" And then she's gonna say some sassy remark because I don't know, women are better than men, and we can do anything if we put our mind to it. And you can see where I'm going with this, right? This has Supergirl Season 1 written all over it. The over-reliance on empowering women. First off, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with female empowerment. I'm all for it. It's when you bash it over our heads, when you make it super important that they're women, it makes it a little less impactful. Take the Ghostbusters reboot, for example. I was all for a female Ghostbusters team. Except that was what everybody just focused on. Everybody was too busy making it just... It was a reboot. It had nothing to do with the original Ghostbusters. That was the problems I had with it. There was no reason that, just because they were women doesn't mean they had to be... That was like a big thing in the movie. The movie made a big, huge stink about it. And everybody online made a huge, big stink about it. It's to the point where I've seen the Captain Marvel trailer multiple times in theaters, and it's like, we need her. Oh, wait, hero. You can't spell hero without her. And I'm like, okay, we get it. She's a woman. She's a female superhero. We're meaning to take her seriously. We're starting to take female superheroes seriously now. But back to Shun. This whole turning him into a woman thing, it's... My big problem with it kind of comes from a narrative standpoint, maybe. And maybe when they do decide to go to that point in the show, that's when it's probably going to be addressed. But in the series, spoiler alert for Saint Seiya, series from years ago. Got a little bit drool. Just waking up in a coffee. The Greek gods are all descendants, or basically the Greek gods have like vessels for their bodies. So like Sayori Kido is Athena, Julian is Poseidon, and Shun is supposed to be Hades. Now, I can see them doing one or two things with this. Hades is also a woman, or it doesn't matter what gender the person is, they'll just probably magically be that gender or whatever when Hades takes over. Or the Phoenix Ikki will be Hades. That's the only other way I can see that happening. So that's from a narrative standpoint. That's the big narrative standpoint for the character. And something that really does bug me about the show and about how they're doing this is it's taking a huge step backwards. Just like when we didn't really take female superhero movies seriously because, yeah, they were kind of focused on like, hey, we're trying to make a female superhero movie. They have to look sexy and this, and we didn't care less for our script or our plot. Or the plot was too damn stupid. This is kind of a step backward from gender norms. God, I sound really stupid saying this. Because I don't usually talk about this stuff. This stuff is not something that's a thing I talk about a bunch. So, as a person, this feels like a really huge step backwards. Mainly on the grounds of Shun's character in the show, he's gentle, he's kind, he's not a fighter. Every other character on the show is very eager to fight people. He does want to protect Athena. He wants to protect his friends. He doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want to kill people. He doesn't want to injure people. That's his whole big shtick throughout the entire series. He never aims to hurt people. He never aims to kill people. And he's like a gentle soul. He likes gardening. He's not, like I said, he's not much of a fighter. The big thing, and I'm also going to guess the reason they're also changing gender is because, yes, the cloth that he wears is called the Andromeda cloth. It's pink. It has chains. It looks kind of feminine. And that's only because of what it's based off of. It's based off of the story of Andromeda, the lady who was chained up to be a sacrifice for the Kraken. If anybody has ever seen the Clash of the Titans, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of really sad when you really think about it, that a character who has seemingly have such high standing in the anime community, and who is very close and near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, is being changed for practically no reason. It feels bad. It feels painful to, like, hear. And mind you, I got the news of this a long time ago. I got news of this, like, months ago. About a while ago. I didn't know how to process it. I felt really betrayed. Shun's is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. I think, and even then, like, when you read the interview that the showrunner gave, when he went up to Toei and said, "Hey, I want to make Shun a woman," they all looked at him like, "You sure? Are you positive? Are you 110% positive that you want to make him a woman?" And even then, he even stated that to some people in Toei, this felt like a slap in the face. It's not a slap in the face to the people who made the show. It feels like a slap in the face to the creator of Saint Seiya, and it's a slap in the face to fans. I know, and a lot of people are going to be like, "Thespian, come on, it's a reboot. You gotta, like, get with the times, man. Female empowerment. Maybe give it a chance. Maybe it's not going to be ruined. Maybe the reboot won't be ruined by this one change." And you're right, the reboot's not going to be ruined. I'm still going to watch the reboot. I know it's gonna be a salty taste in my mouth. Yes, I like the show, and I'm a huge fan of this series. I'm sticking with it because I'm a fan. I want to see it through. I want to see if we can get this series to go far. I would like it to go far. I would like to do a lot of these big old arcs in this series. I want to see where they go with this. But, in all honesty, you know, at the end of the day, it is a reboot. We have to give it a chance. But I think changing a character, changing a part of the story, changing something that is a huge and central part of the story is really something that shouldn't be decided upon in one go. I think, I think Toei should have maybe fought back a little bit on this. That's my opinion. I think they should have pushed back a little bit. And I don't even think the outcry would have been bad if the show was released and we still had male Shun. Nobody's gonna sit there and complain, there's no women on this team, I can't watch it. We live in an age now where, yes, everything, every race, gender, sexuality is being represented. Hell, Supergirl just released the first transgender superhero in the form of Dreamer. That is a huge milestone, and I love the character. But changing someone's status or character because we need to be woke isn't good. It's like saying, hey, Black Panther should be white, King T'Challa should be white, because equality. Or, maybe Captain Marvel shouldn't be such a fucking terrible character because equality. Maybe Miles Morales don't need to be Dominican. He can be white and we can have equality. He could be Hispanic. He could be French. He could be any race you want because equality. And let's make him into a woman because no reason. There's probably a universe out there in Marvel that is probably everything I just said about him. But that's the point. I think we need to focus one thing first, and it's that story. I feel like the showrunners should have looked at the entirety of Saint Seiya and go, okay, what am I going to take away from this show if I decide to make Shun a woman? Mainly, yeah, the big Hades reveal is one thing. I really don't see, unlike a lot of stuff that would have made sense to his character, his kindness, his gentleness, his compassion. I think he should have looked at this a little bit more. I think there really shouldn't have been too many big changes like this. From what it looks like, there might be some slight changes to the overall story narrative point of the show. I don't know, but the only reason why I've been fighting this whole thing and why I haven't been making a video on it until now was because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that if I say the wrong thing, that people are gonna jump on me and be like, well, you hate women. No, I don't hate women. I don't think, characters, changing Shun's character is a bad thing. It shouldn't be a bad thing, right? But it is. It is because it's a part of its gender identity. It's gender. God, I can't speak. TLDR, it's basically a huge step back in gender norms, and I think that while we all should give the show a chance, personally, I believe that this is going to be a huge slap in the face for fans. Not only for fans, but for people who resonated with the character, who kind of did believe in the fact that a man can be a kind and gentle person, not this big manly man into fighting type guy. So all in all, I don't like the change they made to Shun. I am gonna watch the reboot. I hope it's good, and I hope that the next time we get something, or we decide to do something else about it, if we decide to do something else where we do change something about a big character moment or a story, that I think everybody needs to be involved. There needs to be a sit down. There needs to be a big sit down and go, what are we taking away from the story? What are we adding to it? And I pray to God that we do not get the stupid, over the top, but you're a woman stuff from this show, because I couldn't stand it in Supergirl season 1. I couldn't stand it in The Flash. I couldn't stand it in other shows where they forced it down our throats. I don't want Saint Seiya to be that. I don't want Saint Seiya to try to pander. That's what it also kind of feels like to me. It kind of feels a little pandery, because there's always going to be people complaining. There's always going to be someone complaining about one thing or aspect of the show. Like I said, we're going to give it a shot. Where it goes from here, who knows? So that's all I got to say, guys. Camera Thespian, bowing out. See ya.